So yeah, for the third run, I'm going to explain everything and read all the dialogue options and show all the menus and whatever. So we'll do a comprehensive playthrough of the Final Fantasy VII Remake Demo. Let's go. Default camera controls. So here you get the option, select the difficulty of the game. This setting can be changed at any time in the options menu. Classic is recommended if you want to focus on using commands in battle. Classic is the player-controlled character will attack and defend automatically, allowing you to focus on executing commands. The battle difficulty is the same as easy. Easy is to select this if you want to enjoy the story without worrying about battles. And normal is the standard difficulty. Select this if you want to fully experience the battles as well as the story. Classic cinematography that we all came to expect.
Get down here, Merc.
Okay, I'll try not to talk during interactions and whatnot. Wow. Just looks so good.
Halt! Who goes there? You're up.
Okay, basics of battle. Use square to attack with Cloud Sword. Hold square to unleash an attack capable of hitting multiple nearby enemies.
You're coming with us.
So we can press it like this, or we can hold, and he does a big swipe. Items from battle seemingly are automatically picked up and acquired, so you don't have to go and collect them.
want to help? Hands where I can see them!
Have fun.
The ATB gauge. ATB gauge fills as time passes and by attacking with square. Once a bar is full, your character can perform special actions. Charges can be used immediately or saved. Try attacking the enemy to fill the gauge.
Freeze! Move and we
You out of here, Two-Face?
Go ahead.
GG's at HH's, man. You take care. You can expend ATB gauge charges to perform battle commands such as using abilities, magic, or items. Press X to try using one of these commands. So there we can now select abilities or spells. So we're going to say let's use fire on this Officer B. He's already dead.
Use magic?
There we go.
Let's go.
Main menu and map. When not in battle, you can check the map, open menus, and view various kinds of information. Use the options button to open the main menu. Press the touchpad to access the map and check your various objectives. When the whatever that is icon appears, move your character close to it to automatically jump, crouch, or perform whatever action is required. So, from the main menu here, we can check inventory, character stats, and more. So we can see at the moment we've got some potions, we've got ether and a grenade. We can see our spells, we've got fire. And as you can see, if I come out of here, Cloud only has one materia equipped on his sword. He can only fit 2 on the Buster Sword, which is as it should be. And it's just great that it's now visible and you can physically see it. We can click on Party and check Cloud's stats. He is level 7, he needs 333 experience to level up, but he has 20 currently, and we can see his stats at the bottom, obviously. He's got the Buster Sword, a large broadsword that has inherited the hopes of those who fight. Bronze bangle, an armband crafted from bronze, and as affordable as it is ubiquitous. And then we can press triangle to toggle the page, so it shows us what our limit is, cross/, damage your foe while making an ominous symbol with your slashes. Pardon me. Braver, jump into the air and strike your foe with a powerful attack. Focus thrust, lunge toward an enemy with a piercing strike that hits multiple times, significantly increases stagger, that's good to know, and fire does deal a small amount of fire damage. So with triangle we can just switch between these. We don't have any other party members just yet, so we can't check anyone else's, but we will do. Battle settings, you can customize your controls here. So I'm gonna, for example, hotkey L1 and X to be cross/, for when we come up to a boss fight later. And you can delete it as well, so you can do that, and you can change however you want to customize it. So that's by using L1, like L1 and in conjunction with another button during a battle. And then we've got the touchpad for the map, so we can see currently where we are, and we have to reach the reactor. Show relative to current position. And you can fully view it as well and find out what the objectives are. Nice. So that was an automatic vault we had over there.
You got this.
Yeah, what he said.
You can defend against enemy attacks by pressing R1 to guard or circle to evade. A successful guard reduces the amount of damage suffered and also charges your ATB gauge.
You're coming with us.
Can't get surrounded.
So we can guard like this, or we can use circle to dodge and evade. Doesn't seem linked to any stamina or anything, so you can seemingly just do this. Oh, you can get grenaded out of it though. I wasn't aware of that. So now we can press X to open the abilities and command menu, slow down time, as we are here. Doesn't fully stop it, but it slows it right down. And then we can take our time to choose what we want to do. So I want to use Braver, and I want to use it on Security Officer B. Aha, like that. And I actually took both of them out, even better. Use triangle to open chests or doors, or to talk to people. If you see the word hold, you need to hold down triangle rather than just pressing. Two potions, nice. If you find boxes with a Shinra logo, press square to smash them with your sword. They may contain useful items such as potions that restore HP or Marco shards that restore MP. So there we got we recovered MP with a Marco shard. Nice. And then we got a potion from those ones.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
Real joy to work with, though.
Real joy to look at, too.
Here we go.
Looks are what people notice first.
Guess I'm not on the same page as people.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
Enough. We're done here.
Or even the same...
Give it a rest.
You'll keep us safe, right, Cloud? Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Wedge. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gil.
I mentioned it earlier, but I really love the choice of voice actors. I think everyone sounds absolutely spot on. You can press R3 to lock onto a specific target, press R3 again to unlock. While locked onto a target, you can use directions on the right stick to switch between multiple targets. It says that you can switch between them with the D-pad, or I'm guessing that's the D-pad, but when I tried it a couple of times it hasn't worked. So I've just used R3 to lock on and lock off, and flicked the right stick in different directions to lock different enemies.
Get him, boy!
This. I might be just misreading that, what they meant when, because that looked like the D-pad logo. I might be misreading it. These guard dogs are a bit tough, so we can switch into Punisher mode. Let's see if we can block and get a counter. There we go. And we can stagger it. Staggered enemies take way more damage. The game will explain that to us shortly, but staggering an enemy is just like it was in Final Fantasy XIII, if you're familiar with it, and it will do a truck ton of extra damage. So then here now, when I get my bar, I can either slow down time with X and select the abilities or spells that I want, and I can go for a Braver, or if you remember we junctioned them earlier, so I can use L1 in real time and square to hit a Braver like so. Depending on how you wish to do it. If you're in a easy fight, you could probably do it in live real time, but if you're in a boss fight, you might want to stop time and just, double check what you want to go for. So I'm going to go for it first. That staggered it, brilliant. Now we can get the extra damage. Now I'll braver it. There we go. More of an optimal way to do it.
That's that. Let's go.
Stagger, exactly. Welcome, by the way. Oriculum? Apologies if I'm butchering your name, but welcome, welcome. What's good? Much love, brother. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, the stagger mechanic seems quite identical to how it was in Final Fantasy XIII. So if you're familiar with that, enemies have different weaknesses that can cause them to stagger faster, or in turn, Cloud even has certain abilities which can stagger faster. So if we go to party and check here, the focus thrust, which is like his stinger attack, significantly increases stagger. I have been enjoying the demo very much. This is the third playthrough that I'm doing. Just for the people that joined during the raid. We're going through all the options and reading everything and just enjoying it again, really. How about yourself? Have you been loving it as well, as much as I have?
Cloud, elevator's over there. Catch up soon.
So there we can break these Shinra boxes, automatically pick up those items, no problems. Yeah, I'm loving this demo so far. It is literally how I imagined it as a child, but fully brought to life in today's graphics. Like this is what I saw when I played this. When I played the original, this was how I imagined it in my mind, like how it could have looked or should have looked. And this is what we're getting, and I'm thoroughly impressed so far. Yeah, exactly. See,
This way.
you got great taste then, sir.
Huh. Not so fast. We've got company.
I thought I would do just another full playthrough of the demo, which I'll probably chuck on my YouTube channel later.
Job's a job.
So we also need ATB to be able to not only use abilities and spells, but to use items. So you can't item spam like you could in 15. The game's just about to tell me to do that because I just got hit during that slow-mo.
Won't last long.
But now I can slow down time, I can use a potion, then I'm good to go again for a memento. So switch to Punisher mode and block the dog, get a counter, increase damage,
Here it comes.
stagger into the stinger, braver for the finish.
That's that. Was never in doubt.
I really like what they've done with the voices and the music as well. And I mentioned it earlier, but the fact that you can see Cloud's materia slot in the sword, like you can see that he's got one slot junctioned, that's really cool. It's a small touch, but I love it. I mean, kind of like, of course they would have had that, but it's just impressive that they did. Like, they didn't have to do that.
Not bad.
So when you're out of battle, you can heal as much as you want. You don't have to rely on ATB gauges, it doesn't matter, obviously, but... We got 2 more potions, that's good. So this is a holding contextual menu.
You know what to do. Now go.
See you later.
Come on, Cloud.
Pick up the pace.
Oh, he doesn't say anything?
I'll
There
secure
you go.
our escape route, okay? You go on and catch up with the others.
I think so too. Like just this with the music and the scenery. Oh, it's just so good. Even the way his sword bounces off of him, it's like quite realistic for what it is. The scale exactly. Yeah, you're not wrong. Here we go, the big camera shot. Like, they definitely nailed it.
Soldiers may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
I'm watching you.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
Tim C. Hello, hello, welcome.
3, 2... Damn, I'm good.
Who's there? Door!
We're just over here playing the demo.
Oh, wait! It's over!
That's my line.
I know the music. Switching modes. Every character has a unique ability in which you can activate with triangle. With Cloud's mode shift ability, you can switch between his balanced operator mode and his attack-oriented Punisher mode. Press triangle to try it out.
He's alone!
So there we can use normal mode like this, or we can switch into Punisher. In Punisher mode, Cloud moves more slowly, but Square unleashes a more powerful attack than usual. In addition, Cloud launches a counter blow every time he guards against an enemy's melee attack. However, he cannot, guard against ranged attacks or magic. When you evade such attacks, you will switch back to operator mode.
Get ready.
So as you can see, he holds the sword in this stance, and if we guard, we get the counter,
See ya.
and then we can unleash.
Was never in doubt.
We're back.
Then let's move.
He always knows just what to say.
Cut it out! Simmer down, hotshot.
Well, what are you waiting for?
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Careful in there. I got this place covered.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Just like the detail on him, if you remember on the original, the 97 original, the pictures that we saw in the book and in the PlayStation magazines of him with how detailed his belt was and his wristband, his left gauntlet, and he seems like he's fully realized now. Like seeing the materia in his sword, I've mentioned that a few times, but I like that touch. The way that the sword bounces off of him, the light reflections off the blade in the correct lighting, depending on where you are, the shadows and shades and lighting that you get. The way his hair moves, just ever so slightly. Obviously he uses got to be like I used to use, so he gets the full anime spikes. I know the secret of that hair from my cosplay days.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button?
Jessie is everything I wanted her to be as well as Aerith and Tifa. They're all just goddesses. Just look at them. Damn.
So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Tifa and I...
Check these two out, if you haven't seen them already.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry while you sleep While you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Our lives are on the line now. You listening, Merc? One false move. And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
Speaking of which, here he is, Barrett Wallace. Barrett's strengths. Barrett specializes in ranged attacks. Holding down square can releases a sustained burst of automatic fire when equipped with a ranged weapon. Barrett can fire from safe locations and hit enemies that Cloud cannot reach with his sword.
Gonna throw your sword at
And yeah,
him?
I
That's a
agree,
man
he
with a
looks
gun.
awesome. He sounds really good as well. I'm really impressed with his voice.
Hands ain't got nothing on me.
So this way we can hold square to burst down these enemies. And then what we can also do is his triangle move, which is overcharge, which unleashes a full blast, which is what the game's going to tell you about now. Press triangle while in control of Barrett to deliver a heavy hitting attack that fills a large portion of his ATB gauge. Once unleashed, it takes a long time to recharge this attack. Pressing triangle, however, will speed up the process. So then we can press triangle here and charge again, charge again, charge again, and we're full. Yeah, they just nailed it, I think. That's Barrett. From what I've seen in the other trailers with Scarlet and Reeve and everyone else, they are exactly who you imagine them to be. I think they did such a great job.
Get your ass out of here.
You can switch to different characters depending on the battle situation. You can also stick with the same character and issue orders to party allies. So you can use the D-pad to switch between characters, or use R2 and L2 to issue commands to an ally. So I can play Barrett, and I can select things for Cloud to do. So let's get Cloud to do fire on that, while I attack it at the same time. There we go. Then I can switch to Cloud, and then I can just continue attacking and tell Barrett to do things should I wish to. However, in this instance, having him just fight normally is adequate. And from what from the knowledge I've gained from playing this a couple of times, I would say it's more optimal and beneficial to switch between characters while you're fighting, because that way they will both gain ATB. If you just play Cloud and you're hacking away at a boss, Barrett will barely gain any ATB gauge. And if you're on a boss fight, you might need him to heal, which we're going to in a little while. So you're going to see me switch around quite a bit to get them both to have ATB gauge so that they're both able to do things. That's just me going the wrong way, don't worry about that. That's the third time I've done that.
Look what we have here.
I keep going the wrong way there.
Laser security system.
It's all good, it's all good.
Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then, make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
So you can move around outside of battle more quickly by holding R1 or R2 to dash, or you can press L3 once to keep dashing until you stop moving. The difference with this is a bit like in, as I know from speedrunning Resident Evil, if you use the R1, it's contextually done so that only when you press it does he sprint. Like so. Same as with R2. But if you use L3, once you start sprinting, you just press once and he sprints the whole way. You don't have to continue holding or pressing anything further.
He's a natural. Not too shabby. You're doing good, soldier.
You will notice that Barrett actually gets chipped on a few of these. Okay, we got a Moogle medal, which is no use to us in the demo, but it's a key item for the main game. A medal with a Moogle on it, a popular item among collectors. So we can speculate what this is for. Perhaps could be for trading or for things like that. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Could be a mission objective. Tim, thanks for the follow, dude. Much love. I appreciate that. I'm trying to. I died a couple of times when we played it the first few times. I have died against the bosses and whatnot, but I've learned it enough. I speedrun a lot of games, so if at any point you so wish to see some of my other content, then allow me to present you with my social stuffs. Feel free to follow me on all of that business. My YouTube, I post a lot of speedrun content quite often, including small speedrun strategies, my own full game runs and whatnot. Yeah, and you can look in my panels below the channel here to see my PBs and my best times and my speedrun profile. But today we're being a casual and we're learning this demo. These things are a bit annoying to get through on these ones. They don't do very much damage, but they don't turn off for a very long time. So like there we should have passed, and now we have to wait for it to fully diffuse. If you choose to go through early, you will just get stunned with 9 damage, but you can probably just force your way through these if you're not really fussed. It's only 9 damage, 9 or 10. Doesn't really do a lot, to be fair.
Phew. Well, I'm glad that's over with. And we're all... Look. They don't call those things...
So you may remember these from the original.
They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you wipe the floor with them first.
Okay, before we get that, before we do that battle, I'm just going to collect this ether. Probably won't use it, but we've got it anyway. So now I'm going to show you what I mean about switching characters. So if I just use Cloud, I'm probably going to get owned here, because I have been a few times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to Barrett. We're going to lay down some cover fire for Cloud. We're going to overcharge, and then I'm going to heal Cloud, because he could do with it. Then switch back to Cloud, and can lay down some more damage. This thing's weak to lightning and thunder magic, so let's get back to Barrett, get him another ATB gauge, and then by using the tactical mode here, we can take our time and fully decide what we want to do. It is pretty damn seamless, you're right, yeah. So, for this we're going to want to use Thunder, as I mentioned. It's going to come up saying weakness when we hit him with it. Hitting enemies with certain attacks or dealing large amounts of damage will temporarily knock them off balance, and pressured will appear underneath their gauge. When this happens, pelt them with spells and abilities to quickly fill their stagger gauge underneath their life bar. Once it is full, you can stagger them. The gauge fills up faster depending on the abilities and magic used, as well as the foe's vulnerabilities. Find the most effective attack to quickly finish off the enemy. So as we learned, it is weak to thunder. So let's charge again, overcharge, switch to Cloud. Then we'll use the pressure. What is it? Focus thrust. Give it a braver while we're there. So now I can use the triggers, the R2 and L2, to, instead of switching to Barrett, I can just tell him that I want him to use Thunder this way, while I'm still playing as Cloud. Now we've staggered it. Enemies who've been staggered are defenseless and take more damage. Using unique abilities on a staggered foe will quickly boost your ATB gauge. Boost your ATB gauge quickly so you can unleash more abilities and spells.
Now's our chance. Go!
Don't even tell me twice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
And there we go. Sweeper defeated.
What are you, 20-something?
First. Huh? Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
The hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Mm-hmm. Guess that make you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
I know, right? I love that scene already. The banter seems to already be, like, you know, they've got some good humor going into this game. You get some cool physics and interactions with various objects in the world, too. Just a little bit of realism that they chucked in. I kind of like that. You don't want everything to be too static, so that looks good. Yeah, the banter is priceless, I agree. They're going the right way, and I appreciate what they're doing. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Literally in a couple of minutes. So I think I've worked out the enemy weak point
That's
thing
our
as
target,
well.
the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom.
There's an interesting dialogue option here that you can have in a second with Jesse, which we're going to select. So not only can you, you can only go up and down ladders. Oh wow, Barrett actually ghosts on me. I didn't know this. This is cool. So they will ghost on you like that. You will only move when you move, and you can hold R1 to sprint down or up ladders, so you can go up and down quicker like that. Two little minute touches I noticed in my previous plays.
Scared, huh?
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
So have we, Barrett. So have we. I think we're all on the same page now.
Leave the rest in your capable hands. Good luck. Aw, you're choosing me over the reactor? That's sweet, but I'll wait my turn. Go blow her mind.
There was the cool dialogue option I noticed earlier. The music. Oh, and it phases into battle music. That's cool. While still playing the same song, it just amps the song.
Don't overdo it.
Yes, it's my turn. Ah! How'd you like that? Suck it. You think if we fell in, we'd sink right down to the bottom? To the planet's core?
No. The pump would suck us back up.
How comforting.
So there is some element of some aerial combat here against these floating enemies. They're not counted as flying enemies, so they're not ones that Barrett has to specify in killing, but they're at least floaty enemies, I guess you could call it.
No time
Perhaps.
to celebrate.
Sure there is.
So we recovered some MP with a Mako shard. Nice.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's time.
All right, let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job!
The subtle one-winged angel piano.
I'm fine. What about the timer?
Your call, Merc. Pretty cocky, ain't you?
Oh, not the one-winged angel, but the you know what I mean, the Sephiroth theme.
You double-crossing!
Heads up!
What in the hell?
Okay, guard scorpion time. It's Sentinel Scorpion now, and this thing attacks very frequently, as I pointed out in my last playthrough. So this is actually quite a tough fight, to be fair, considering it's the first boss. So again, we want to utilise character switching to get ATB for everyone. Barrett's going to be our kind of healing wench, really, for this.
We barely scratched the damn thing.
Didn't I tell you to use magic?
Thought you were full of shit.
Think whatever you want. Just do it.
Hell yeah! You see the damage that did?
Keep it up.
Oh, he grabbed me. Some enemies will occasionally bind your party members with unblockable attacks. If your character is bound and unable to act, quickly switch to a different character.
Got anything you want to say? Funny way to ask for help. Shit! Was just about to get you out.
Wasn't expecting you to do jack.
Yeah, it definitely is a challenge, but if you switch characters enough, just make sure you've both got ATB and then it's a lot easier. But this thing is relentless for its attacks.
Gotta heal up.
Oh, he grabbed me again. I've never had it grab me twice.
I'm gonna have to do this all by myself. Fire it one off. The hell is that?
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
So now we need to lock onto the field generator, which is at the back of it.
What's your brilliant plan, genius?
It's gonna hit me. Yep. If you hit it anywhere else at this point, it will do like 2 damage and it rejects your attacks practically. So this is when you need to target the weak point to be able to actually do any damage. And you can then negate its shield after a while, once you've managed to get in there and get on it and get some damage. So let me heal Cloud. I need to get Barrett some ATB. So let's try and get some aggro with Barrett for a minute.
If we don't change it up soon, this thing's gonna kill us both.
Less talking, more shooting.
How about less lift from you? Looks like the Scorpion's taking a shine to you.
So let's use another focus shot on the field generator.
Hey, you good?
Real good. Whatever.
So even though you're locked onto the field generator, you have to be contextually at the physically correct location, otherwise you don't hit it. So even though it says you're locked on, you can't just hit it in the legs. You have to be by the generator at the back of it.
Keep it together.
So, right, let's switch to Barrett again, get an overcharge. And then...
Now's our chance. Give it everything you've got.
let me cure Cloud, because he needs it.
Hang back.
I was hoping to pressure it before it could do that.
Don't just fight. Adapt.
So now let's use Thunder on it again.
Taking over. I'm waiting. Focus and find a way.
There we go, we staggered it. Taking damage and staggering enemies fills your limit gauge. When the gauge is full, you can use limit breaks, which are extremely powerful attacks. You do not need to spend ATB charges to use these attacks. He's just about to hit his cutscene, isn't he? Let's see if we can even get this off.
You're done. I'll end it.
There we go. So now it takes 160% damage. And now he's invulnerable because of his cutscene. But like the game won't let you brute force straight through him, even if you're way more powerful. Like you have to play it the way the game wants you to play it by the look of it, because he gets invulnerable from his cutscene.
You don't want to be hit by that laser. Huh? So what do we do?
So here we just have to hide behind debris.
Take cover behind that debris.
And during this time, let me heal Barrett while we're waiting. Cloud could actually use a potion here too, to be fair.
Let's go. Strike now, before it fires again.
Oh, it stole my ability. I tried to use the stinger and it like stunned me out of it. It still took my gauge.
Deal with that.
So let's switch to Barrett, get an overcharge. Let's get a Thunder as well.
Bring it home. I got this.
Dodge the EM field.
Here it comes. Come on, whatever. Find an opening. Heads up!
So even though I stingered it there, it automatically reflects you with its EM charge, so that it can set this up. Like when you try to hit it, it just negates it.
It's on you.
Barrett's just short of an ATB, now he's got it. Now I want to use... I'm going to try and focus shot it, and I'm going to try and stinger it with Cloud. See if we can stagger again. Nope. Ah, too greedy.
Come on.
There we go, now it's staggered again.
Heal up and regroup.
Let's give it a braver.
Take the lead. I got this.
So then we want... Just to be safe, let's heal Cloud.
Need to do something about these wounds.
Oh, hell! What's it doing now?
An auto repair.
So now at this point we have to target both of its legs to weaken it, and then we can do a lot more damage once we've weakened it.
Gotta time our attacks just right. Hold out until you spot an opening. Keep it together.
So if I use Thunder on the right leg, that should cripple the right leg immediately.
It's down. Rain hell on it.
Ain't gotta tell me twice.
Cripple the other leg.
There goes another. Now's our chance to do some real damage.
It's gonna hit me with that because I was greedy. Yep. I thought I could kill it before it could do the EM. Ow. That hurt a lot.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon.
I'm counting on you.
Okay, so Barrett doesn't have the MP to heal me, but he can at least potion me. I'm not going to need it, but I at least want to make sure I don't die.
Let's do this.
And then
Time to get serious.
finish it with cross slash.
Don't let up.
And there we are, ladies and gents. Scorpion Sentinel is defeated. Cloud is now level 8. Hell yeah. First boss.
Shit, the bomb!
20 minutes until detonation.
You hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've got to move.
Okay, now to make our way out of here,
Our way out. Go, go, go!
we get to fight some new enemies on the way out too. Depending on which time option you choose, he mocks you. If Barrett will mock you if you choose 30 minutes, and if you choose 20 minutes, he thinks you're cocky. So there's a funny option for both. Wow, Barrett would be really good at speedrunning.
Give me a break.
He's fast.
That's that. Try this.
And we can heal up, and we make our way out of the reactor. Okay, time stopped during the cutscene.
You okay?
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, would you? My hero.
Hey! We'll link up over there! Look after Jesse!
Come this way. This route should lead us straight to Barrett. Probably.
Probably.
I think I see an exit. Come on. Don't look back. Let's go, let's go, let's go! We're running out of time.
Shut up and climb. You're not helping.
Sorry, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Have it your way.
Barrett!
I've got you covered! Find us a way out of here!
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
X, Soldier Boy.
X,
They're
Soldier
here.
Boy.
Take them down! We don't have time for this shit! The clock's ticking!
Cool it. 5 seconds is all we need.
So as you can see, we can switch between very seamlessly to make the battles a lot easier for us, depending on what enemies we're fighting.
Don't overdo it.
How'd you like that? Let's go. The others are waiting. Gotta get the hell out of here ASAP.
Got that right. on you.
So again, we're going to use Thunder on it. Switch back to Cloud. Let's get the Stinger for increased stagger. And again. Boom.
Keep it up.
Let's do this. Bang, bang. Don't you let us down.
Let's give it another Thunder with Barrett. I love the Brave as a normal attack now, like an ATB attack. And Cross Slash is the first limit break. I think that was a really cool choice. So there's potions and things here if you need some top up on the way out of the reactor. I didn't actually find these before. So I didn't know about those before, but now we do. So I haven't used a lot of Punisher mode much. I mean, it's okay, but I do actually prefer the normal stance, but we will use the Punisher stance in an upcoming battle in a minute, because it's actually really useful for one of the upcoming enemies that we get in a sec.
Hey, did you see me in action?
Must have missed it.
It's going to be like very buddy cop movie style with these two through the game, I would imagine. It's going to be cool. Okay, we're getting some more potions and things. So now we're going to be using Punisher mode here, because this guy will dodge a lot of our attacks. So let's lock onto him, switch to Punisher mode, and then we're going to try and guard him, and we should get an auto counter. Like that, and then we can start messing him up. Again with the big stinger.
Is that it?
Stagger and Braver to the finish.
That was easy.
So those enemies, it's actually worth being in Punisher mode for, because otherwise they dodge a lot of your attacks. So from what I found so far, that is a good little optimal strat for those.
You going down, one way or another.
Okay, this one we need to use both characters. But let's get rid of these shock troopers first, if we can. Oh, we got double counter there.
Let's do this. Try this. Don't stop now.
Say your prayer.
So as before, we need Barrett for these airborne guys. Let's get some charge. And that just ruins them if you get a full charge of that. And depending on their angle, those ledges that they're sat on can block your shot, so you have to make sure that they're actually in view. Because I noticed earlier, if you stand too underneath them, you just hit the ledge and it doesn't hit the enemy. So there is a little bit of spatial awareness to be aware of when you're playing.
Sir.
Okay.
open.
Bada bing, bada boom, bam.
We don't have a lot of time here. Pick up the pace, people.
Can you walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Cloud! Okay, that was pretty cool. All right, come on.
There we go. And then some highlights of what you can have to look forward to in the full game. And there we have it. That was the Final Fantasy VII Remake Demo.